Hi everyone. The Today I am going to give the demo of chi-square test, which is also called the cross tab. So I think the researchers and statistician and everybody who is doing their degree, especially in the field of research, they have little know-how about the chi-square. So now I am gonna start here the definition of chi-square. So chi-square is actually a comparison between two or more variables, and the comparison we actually want to see if they have relationship between them or not. So the chi-square is commonly used for testing relationship between two categorical variables. So categorical variables means you can make or develop the categories within the variables. We will see further examples in our next slides. So we develop two types of hypothesis: null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. So alternate hypothesis denotes by H1, which states that there is a relationship between two categorical variables. And remember that these two categorical variables are independent of each other. They are not depending on each other. So after test we will see is there any relationship among them or not. Now we see about the categorical variables examples. For example, if we want to study the age, different age people and their behavior, their buying behavior, their eating behavior, their sleeping behavior, their study behavior, so we can easily create a age bracket. For instance, 0 to 19, 20 to 39, 40 to 59, 60 to 79, and so on. Similarly, we can make the category among the different ethnicity like Asian, African, white people, Spanish people, Italian people. Okay. And place of residence, we can easily categorize the variable in terms of urban, suburban, rural. Similarly, grades, we can develop the grades of different students: A grade, B grade, C grade, D grade, F grade, etc. Gender, we can make a category easily like male, female, transgender. Employees, like upper staff employees, lower staff employees, middle staff employees, managers, CEO, boss, and lay workers. And next slide is related to the another example. Like researcher wants to know whether there is a relationship between Cartoon Network and its impact on the behavior of school going children. And if we make it more specific research, then we can focus on only the New York City school children in the United States. So this is a demo version of chi-square test. That is not enough for the researcher. It is very basic concept. We need to study further in depth about this so that we can apply this test and we can practice it. We can get better results in our research. Similarly, if we want to study the types of smoker, like daily smoker, weekly smoker, monthly smoker, occasional smokers, and their stress level, etc. Social class, the people belongs to different social class like upper class, upper middle class, lower middle, poor class, and their buying pattern. So these are the different examples related to category. And there is another example. For instance, we want to study there whether there is a relationship between gender and subject preference. It means that if students select different courses, different programs, whether they are related to the gender or not. uh, Usually we know that women and girls selects arts and other types of courses as compared to boys selects like engineering, such like that. So we can study the relationship between them, whether the relationship between gender and subject preference is related or not related. Another example we see here that the scientist wants to know if there is a relationship between education level and marital status, like they are divorced, married, widowed, or never married. So after running the chi-square test, we can conclude that whether they have relationship or not between education level and marital status. Another example, we see that university students, in terms of gender wise students, like male students, female students, transgender students, and we can also categorize the students on the basis of program, like BBA students, MBA students, MS, MBBS, sports science, software engineer students.